Hello everyone, my name is Amol More and welcome to our channel Solution to Black Book. Now today one of our student has asked a very interesting conics question. Now this question has everything. It has ellipse, it has circle, it has tangent, it has diameter, it has slope, literally everything. So let us try to understand. Let PQ be the points on the ellipse. There is a ellipse given and there are 2 points on the ellipse. The length PQ is given to be 96 by 25. P and Q lie above the major axis. It means the points P and Q are above the major axis. If the major axis is x axis, then P and Q will be above x axis. Okay. Circle is drawn with PQ as diameter. So P and Q are taken as the extremities of diameter and a circle is drawn. This circle touch the major axis at the positive focus. So generally ellipse has two foci. One is negative, one is positive. If it is a standard ellipse, then this circle is touching the positive focus. If m is the slope of PQ, PQ has slope m, then we have to find the value of 1 divided by mod m. So let us do and deal with this question one by one. Okay, so first of all what we'll do is we will write down the equation of the ellipse. So equation of the ellipse is 16x square plus 25y square equal to 400. Let us divide both sides by 400. So 16x square by 400 plus 25y square by 400 is equal to 1. So this equation of ellipse will be x square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. It means a is equal to 5 as a square equal to 25 and b is equal to 4 as b square is equal to 16. So definitely major axis is x axis. So let us write down major axis is x axis, and they had also said it is above the major axis. So above means it has to be x axis, no doubt about that. Okay, so let me give you a brief by drawing the ellipse diagram. Basically this is your xy axis. Okay, this is your 4 0 4 and 0 minus 4. This is your 5 0 and minus 5 0, and an ellipse is drawn. Let me draw an ellipse. Okay, very nice ellipse I have drawn. Oh, I'll redraw it. Okay, now it seems nice. So this is your ellipse, right? Okay, now we need to take 2 points P and Q on the ellipse. Okay, so we will take the parametric points. As every one of us know that parametric points can be taken as a cos theta and b sin theta. Okay, so let me say P corresponds to a cos theta 1, b sin theta 1. Let us say we replace the values of a and b. A was 5 and b is 4, and Q corresponds to a cos theta 2 and b sin theta 2. So basically this question I am dealing in parametric form. So I got the coordinates of P and Q. Very well. Now let us move ahead. What they have said is it lies above the major axis. Okay, it lies above the major axis means theta will be between 0 to 180, and circle is drawn with PQ as diameter and touch the major axis at the positive focus. So let me say I am trying to calculate focus here. So focus, positive focus can be treated as c comma 0. Okay, so what is the value of c square? It is definitely a square minus b square. As we all know, a square is 25 minus 16, which is equal to 9. Therefore focus can be treated as 3 comma 0. This is what I am talking about, the positive focus. So this will be somewhere here 3 comma 0 f1, and somewhere here f2 minus 3 comma 0. But our circle is touching whom? Our circle is touching the positive focus. Okay, so let me draw a circle which is touching this. Sorry, very sorry. This circle is touching the positive. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, the circle is touching the positive focus, and as you can see there are 2 points. One is point P and one is point Q. Okay, now the circle is to be adjusted such that PQ seems like its diameter. Okay, so for that I will, let us say, reduce the size of the circle. Is it possible? I'll try my best. Okay, I think it is possible. Yes, very good. Okay, now PQ seems like the diameter of the circle. Very nice. So basically if I change the curve to pretty nice like this, and this is your PQ. Very good, very good. Now P and Q points, we know we can get the center of the circle. Yes, that is very nice. So let us get the center of the circle, right? So center of the circle will be what? We know P and we know Q. So center of the circle will be x1 plus x2, like px plus qx by 2 and py plus qy by 2. I hope you get it. This is the midpoint formula because P and Q are the diameter points. Okay, so I will get the center of the circle, which will be nothing but what is the x coordinate? Phi cos theta 1 plus phi cos theta 2 upon 2. This is the coordinate of P and this is Q, and this will be 4 sin theta 1 plus 4 sin theta 2 upon 2. Okay, so let me calculate center. It will be what? 5 by 2 and cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2, cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2, and this will be 4 by 2 is 2 and sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So let me keep it as it is. Okay, okay, so now let us move ahead. What they have said, yeah, is it is touching the focus. So this is a particular tangent, so let us drop a perpendicular. Yes, so this perpendicular has to be the radius of the circle, right? This perpendicular has to be the radius of the circle. So what will be the x coordinate and what will be the y coordinate? X coordinate, as you can see I am showing you with the red pen the x coordinate. This is 3, this is 3, so definitely this will be 3. So x coordinate is 3. And what will be the y coordinate? Y coordinate, as you can see, is the radius of the circle. So 3 comma r. So basically what we have is center actually corresponds to 3 comma r, right? Okay, now what will be 3? So let us check what will be the value of 3. So 3 will be equal to 5 by 2 cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 is equal to 3. That is what we have. So let me calculate what is cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. It will be 3 into 2, 6 upon 5. For now, let us have it. Okay, and then the next point was 2 sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So I can say 2 sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is equal to r. So sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is equal to radius of the circle divided by 2. Now do we know the radius of the circle? I think we know because they have given us. Okay, PQ is the diameter and it is given to be 96 by 25. Okay, so radius will be equal to diameter by 2. So diameter is 96 by 25 into 2 if I do. So this will be 248. So 48 by 25 is my radius. So radius of the circle is 48 by 25. So let us put down the value of sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 as 48 by 25. So it will be 48 by 25. 25 into 2 will be 50. So basically what do we have is 48 by 50. I will not reduce it right now. Okay, and cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 is 6 by 5. That is what we are having. Okay, very nice. Okay, now let us move ahead. What have they given us? Further, we have gotten the conditions between theta 1 and theta 2. They want us to calculate the slope of PQ. Okay, they want us to calculate the slope of PQ. Nice. So how to get that, we will have to see. So we have these two equations. What can be done with these two equations? Can we divide them? Yes, we can divide them. So let us divide cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 upon sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is equal to, what is cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2? 6 by 5. So let me write down 6 by 5 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is 48 by 50. So 48 by 50, right? So 5 10s are 6 8s are. So that is coming out to be 10 by 8, which is coming out to be 5 by 4, right? Okay, so cos theta 1 is nothing but 2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 and cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. We all know this formula, defactorization formula, and this will be 2 sin theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 and cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. So as you can see, I have applied sin C plus sin D and cos C plus cos D formula. This will get cancelled and 2 will get cancelled. So basically what remains with us is cot of theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. So cot of theta 1 plus theta by 2 is coming out to be 4. Very nice. Okay, now let us calculate the slope of PQ. So P is given to be 5 cos theta 1 and 4 sin theta 1, and Q is coming out to be 5 cos theta 2 and 4 sin theta 2. So slope of PQ, which is nothing but M, can be written as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, right? So y2 is 4 sin theta 2 minus 4 sin theta 1 upon 5 cos theta 2 minus 5 cos theta 1. Okay, so let us take 4 and 5 common on the next page. So M will be equal to, I took 4 common, so it will be sin theta 2 minus sin theta 1, sin theta 2 minus sin theta 1, and then it will be 5 cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Okay, I will multiply numerator and denominator by minus 1 so that there is no confusion for me with the triangle, the sines theta 1 and theta 2. Now it seems better. I multiplied with minus 1 both sides, right? Okay, let us apply the formula in the numerator. Numerator will be simply 2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2, and sine will be theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2, right? And the denominator will be what? Minus 2 sine of theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 and sine of theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Everybody knows this formula. In the numerator sin C minus sin D, and in the denominator cos C minus cos D. Let me apply a red pen, and what gets cancelled? So you can see sin theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 got cancelled, 2 got cancelled, and M came out to be 4 by 5 into minus cot of theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. So basically M is coming out to be minus 4 by 5 into cot of theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Okay, so what is cot of theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2? We have calculated it, 5 by 4, right? You can see this 5 by 4. So let us move to the last page and let us put down the value as 5 by 4. So 5 by 4, 4 get cancelled, 5 got cancelled, M come out to be minus 1. So the slope is minus 1. Now let us go back to the question. What they have had asked, 1 upon mod M. So 1 upon mod of minus 1 is coming out to be 1. So the correct answer to this integer type of question is 1. I hope you liked this question and you could visualize this question in a very well manner. If your concept is clear, guys, please comment on the video. Please like this video, share it with your friends, do spread the knowledge, and please do not forget to subscribe to our channel Solution to Black Book. This is Amol More saying bye bye to you. Thank you very much.